Hi guys, today we're going to learn something called the Associative Law, and I'll try and explain it here for you nice and clearly. So let's begin with just some simple numbers. All right, we've got 5 plus, and then in brackets 4 plus 8. If we were to add them together, we know through BIMDAS we start with our brackets. So we add the 4 and the 8, we get 12, and we add the 5, and we get 17. Now, you'll notice we've got the same numbers, but they look a little different. So now I've got my brackets here. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 8 is 17. I've got a third set. I've just got 5 plus 4 plus 8, but with no brackets at all. So we just add left to right. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 8 is 17. Just have a look at that and have a little think. Here we've got another group of numbers. 6 plus bracket 2 plus 3. So we're going to start with our brackets. 2 plus 3 is 5. Adding the 6 and we get 11. Here we've got bracket 6 plus 2, close bracket, plus 3. So start with a bracket, we've got 8 plus 3 is 11. And our final one has no brackets at all, so just add left to right. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 3, and we get 11. So my top statement says consider. What do you think is going on here? Would it matter what numbers were in these situations? Would it matter if I changed this to a 6 or a 3? And I might change this to a 6 and a 3? Would I get the same result for each line of working? Well, the answer is yes. So because we're studying algebra, what we start to do is make that more generalised by using some letters, some pronumerals. So we might say, imagine using A as the first number, B as the second number, and C as the third number. What could we say about A added to bracket B plus C? Would that be the same as the first number plus the second number in a bracket adding to the third number? Well, it looks like it's true. It's true here, and it's true here. And I think you can have a prediction that no matter what number's in there, we're always going to have this is equal to this. So it doesn't matter what those numbers are. Let's look at some different numbers. This one says 2 times 4 times 3 with a bracket around the 4 and the 3. So we'll multiply the 4 and the 3 first. We get 12. And then we multiply it by the 2, we get 24. This time we've got 2 times 4 in a bracket, which is 8, times by 3, we get 24. And here we've got no brackets at all. 2 times 4, 8, times 3, 24. All right, pretty sure you're probably getting this at the moment, but we'll do one more just to make sure. 9 times bracket 5 times 2. Well, 5 times 2 is 10, times 9 is 90. Here are my brackets first, so let's do that. 9 times 5 is 45, times 2 is 90. And here we've got no brackets at all. 9 times 5 is 45, times 2 is 90. So, would it matter what numbers were in there? No, it wouldn't. And that's what the associative law tells us. The associative law tells us that no matter what our numbers are, we just use the letters A, B and C to mean 3 different numbers, okay? A plus B plus C, with brackets around B and C, is the same as brackets A plus B bracket plus C, which is the same as A plus B plus C with no brackets. That works for multiplication as well. So A times B times C. So it doesn't matter where the brackets are, it will always end up being just the three numbers multiplied together. That's the associative law. The one thing you need to know with the associative law, it doesn't work for subtraction and it doesn't work for division. So this only works for addition and multiplication. And here we're going to have a go at using the associative law. So we've got some 2h plus 3y plus 5j with our brackets over here. And I'm going to fill in the blanks. So this time I start with a bracket. I've got 2h plus, what's going to go there? Well, let's have a look at what's missing. I've got my 3y and I've got my 5j sitting over the side. Now I could also write that just as 2h plus 3y plus 5j with no brackets at all, if a question asked me to do so. This one doesn't. I've got a multiplication, so I can use the associative law. 6d times 4f brackets times 8g is 6d on its own times, now it wants me to move this 4f inside the bracket. What I'd like you to do now is go into MathsQuest and have a go at using that law just to fill in some questions. I think it's fairly straightforward and I think you'll be okay.